It's so good to see your face.
It's awesome to see yours. Hold on, let's see. Should we give it about 2 minutes?
Sure.
Or
Give
what
it a
do you
couple
think?
minutes.
You're the pro here. How much time do we usually give it?
Just go with the flow. If we flow, we flow.
Right, let's flow. What's going on, Jesse? Talk to me. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I feel so lucky. I know you feel the same way. Like, we're in California and the weather's nice and the sun is shining, and that definitely helps uplift the spirits. But everything's good. You know, I've really been enjoying this more quiet time. Since day one, I kind of felt like a sense of relief. It's interesting because I feel like I'm always running around as a mom and like running a business, and I never have enough time. So when all of this happened, I was like, oh my gosh, like all this space opened up, and I got really excited that I wasn't going to have to run to an appointment or, you know, leave my house, really just be with my family and catch up on some things that I never get time to do. So
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's one of the great things and why I wanted, you know, to bring you on. I've known it for so long, but you have the incredible ability to take any challenge and turn it into a positive, just like myself. And I just can't wait for you to share your story with the folks on today. And, you know, just tell us a little bit about your background. And you've really, you know, overcome a lot of challenges in your life and still remained as positive as ever. And that's really an inspiration to me and so many others that know you and love you. And I just want to talk to you and have you share a little bit about what's your secret to that.
Adam, first I have to say you are my idol as far as optimism goes. Your energy is always on point, and I love you and appreciate you for that so much. And I love that we're doing this. We're coming full circle because even before Keto, Krisp, I had you on my show and interviewed you and asked you the same question because I was like, how do you do it? You're so positive. And I think especially right now, a lot of people, it's easier to kind of like get into a funk, but I've just kind of always had this, oh, there's Rohan. Exactly.
Rohan! Wow, we love Rohan!
He said, Adam, you're the inspiration. That is 100% right.
Coming from Ro, that means so much. I mean, go ahead, JD.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I've always kind of tried to look at every challenge as an opportunity. And whether it was in my own life, just a little backstory, because you were asking me to share, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis 11 years ago. And prior to that, I was a ballerina and a yoga teacher. I was considered the epitome of health. I was a vegetarian since I was 11. I gave birth to my son naturally at home. Everything I kind of did was very holistic and natural. And then all of a sudden rheumatoid arthritis took over. I didn't walk for about a year of my life. I went into remission. I wrote a book about it. But over the last 11 years, it's my greatest teacher. You know, I've had times where I've gone completely into remission. But right now for the last 2 years, it's still active. I just choose to thrive, much like you, despite it. Right. And put a positive face on. And I go through a lot of things that I don't ever really talk about or share with people because I just choose to focus on the positive stuff. Right. And I think that's just with this situation right now. As soon as all of this happened, there's so much heartbreak and sadness going on, and people are dying and losing their jobs, and there's a lot of fear. And I always try and look at the opportunity within the challenge. And I feel like that there's a lot of opportunity right now as humans to kind of shift into this like higher dimension and like really realize how important we are to each other and how important our health is to one another and how we really are all connected.
Yes, and I love that. And one of the things I want you to talk about through your challenges with rheumatoid arthritis, you have really been a lightning rod and an inspiration for so many people talk about your blog. You know, I love connecting with people in my business. I've always been a people person because nobody put me in the corner. I was so lucky to be born into such a wonderful family and a wonderful support system. Talk about your support system going through rheumatoid arthritis and all your challenges and turning in, you know, obstacles into opportunities, because that's really what life is all about. And I know not every day is going to be easy, sunshine. I mean, we're all human. We all have bad days, but it's how we react to those challenges that get us through. So talk a little bit about what people have meant to you in your life and the success that they've, you know, helped.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're such a perfect example. Like, you can either be a warrior or you can, you know, just sit back and let whatever's going on in your
Did you fall?
my phone fell.
You're all right. You're good. You're back.
You know,
on?
we're back good. We're back on.
Okay.
But when I got diagnosed, you know, there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't Instagram, there wasn't really much of a support group. Rheumatoid arthritis was considered more of like an older person's disease. No one was talking about autoimmune disease. So I was really kind of on my own trying to figure it out. And that's what inspired me to start my blog 11 years ago, called it The Golden Secrets, because my last name is Golden. Is when I started sharing, I was still modeling at the time, and there was a lot of yoga brands that were just popping up, and they allowed me to share my story, mostly because it sold yoga pants, but it was an inspiring story, you know, that I was choosing to thrive despite this diagnosis, and yoga was a huge part of me being able to do so. But I was getting all these emails, and at the time, MySpace messages of people wanting to know how I was able to thrive and do it. So I started a blog called The Golden Secrets, where I was just sharing like basic things, whether it was diet, which I know you're so familiar with, but also like the spiritual aspect of things and how to stay positive. And it's okay to have bad days, and yoga, and then everything kind of flooded into everything that I was doing, motherhood and holistic health and beauty and all of that stuff.
Well, I just think it's really, really cool. I had I've had a chance to read your book, and it's so inspiring to me how you've completely dedicated your life to health and wellness and to spread the word to other people and really be that thought leader in the industry, and always working to better and finding better solutions to improve your life every single day, because that's all that we can do, is try to get better every day and to get outside of your comfort zone and to be a supportive individual for everybody else, because chances are there's so many people out there like us that are going through the same thing. And if you can be a great cheerleader or a great advocate, you know, that's what it's all about, especially when somebody isn't feeling well. They don't have the energy to be that lightning rod, because they're just trying to, you know, get out of bed with whatever, you know, challenge they have. So it's really refreshing and really inspiring that you've completely championed this whole health and wellness, even before, you know, like, for example, you know, a plant-based diet. Nobody knew, and talk about that, because I'm sure back when nobody knew really what plant-based diet was, and I think you were really a pioneer about that.
Yeah, nobody was talking about it. It's interesting. I'm not a vegetarian right now. I just want to preface that, and I think that that's also part of my journey, is allowing myself to be open to new modalities and trying new things. I'm constantly a guinea pig, trying to see what's going to work for my body and what's not, and that's constantly evolving. But when I was 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago, which was like, we ate a lot of meat. Like, that's just what we did. And I have a Polish background. Like, we just ate a lot of meat. And I got sick from eating some meat that wasn't cooked right. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, Mom, I'm never eating meat again. And it was the first time I made a connection between like the animal and what I was eating. And I just emotionally, I was like, I can't eat this. And my family was like, my grandmother literally said to me, "You're going to die if you don't eat meat." You know, this was like 1990 maybe. This was a long time ago. So like nobody was talking about it. But my mom, I'm so grateful for her. I was always kind of doing things very unusual. I was an unusual kid. And she always embraced it. Like she totally honored it. We went to a nutritionist and we found out how to supplement different proteins. I learned about like beans and lentils and soy, which we have never heard of. And we would have to drive to this health food store that was like an hour away to get these things. And then I was a vegetarian until my 20s. And I think the reason I started eating meat again back then was I just wasn't eating right. I was young and, you know, I was modeling at the time. So I was drinking a lot of coffee and just kind of like snacking and probably eating a lot more carbs and pizza instead of like good foods. So eventually, like I said, my diet's kind of fluctuating all the time now, just depending on how I feel.
Well, and I think that's important. I think, you know, one of the things that I think is very cool that I didn't realize in your book, that every kind of blood type that you have, like for example, O positive, you should be eating certain foods. So everybody's different. And I think the way that we find that out is by trial and error. Nobody has the right answers until you try it. And I always say in life, you never know until you try. And it's with foods too. It's with anything that you do.
100%. And I agree. I do talk about that in my book. I love looking at people's blood type, their ancestry, and where they currently live, because I think that and your health state, those all play factors in what you should be eating. So like, just to give you an example, like I'm of Eastern European descent. So if I'm eating a lot of acidic tropical fruit, that could be too acidic and expansive for my body. But if I'm on a tropical island, like when I go to Hawaii, my body could actually eat more of that food, and it actually gets into the system better because you're in the sun and your body kind of craves that kind of natural sugars. So I love taking into consideration and eating with the season and how I feel and all of that stuff. I'm fascinated with all of it.
Yes, and I love how you talk about the importance of vitamin D, sun. Like every day you should get sun, and I'm a huge believer in that. I love the sun. You know, obviously you're more of a skin expert than myself, and we'll get into your Golden Secrets skin line here in a second. But talk to the group about, you know, your passion for the sun and skin in general.
Yeah. You know, I think the sun's just gotten such a bad rap over the years. And growing up in Chicago, we didn't see a lot of the sun. So we really worship the sun. You know, you grew up in Michigan, right?
Yes, yes. And I always say it's good to be from there. And it really has.
Yeah, well, it is.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, but I mean, that's what I mean. Like when when we were kids and the sun would come out, it was like, like
exactly, like we were dying, like we couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
We used to hold those metal things in front of our faces.
Yeah, I was doing that. I was tanning oil, baby oil, like all that stuff. And then it's really interesting, even like when I would get sick, my dad would say, "Go outside and get some sun, honey." And I never knew what that meant, but I would just kind of do it. And he was talking about getting the vital energy from the sun and the vitamin D. And I think throughout the years, because of skin cancer, we've just kind of gotten rid of that whole theory. But we're living beings. I'm actually going to get these T-shirts made that say, "I believe in the sun." And getting back to skincare, I think that there's actually a healing modality with the sun and the skin. I'm 41. I've sunbathed my entire life and I've never worn sunscreen. And when I was in my 20s and I was modeling, my agents would always be like, "You're going to look horrible when you're 40 if you stay in the sun." I actually have this theory that if you do like 20 minutes a day without sunscreen and not burn, the key is to not burn. You can actually build collagen. It tricks the skin into thinking it's a little injured and you actually reproduce collagen. It's like what we're trying to recreate with these infrared saunas and these infrared light treatments. And we're always trying to recreate what nature already does so well. And
Right.
I'm a huge believer in nature. And that's my whole skincare as well. Everything is organic. It's not anything new. It's ancient formulas that have like, been around forever. And I'm just a huge believer in nature, like natural skincare, get as much natural food as you can, be in nature as much as you can. And I think we're finally reconnecting to that, especially during this time,
For sure. For sure. And I see you constantly talking about your brand, which is great because, nobody knows more about it than you. When did you get, I mean, obviously you've been a model basically your whole life. When did you get kind of hooked on skincare and say, I want to create my own line?
So it was a total accidental business. I had a cousin who planted a lot of seeds in my life. She planted the yoga seed in my life, and she planted this seed in high school of essential oil, which was way before her time. She was like a hippie chick. And so at a very early age, I started using essential oils, and I created this blend, which is now known as the Signature Blend, and it was the first product I released. So I always was making my own products for myself. And just because I didn't feel like there was anything on the market that I really loved, and I was always doing research, whether how the essential oils made me feel or how the products worked on my skin. And after I had my blog for about 2 or 3 years, a friend of mine who I really admire, he's a great businessman, he said, why don't you bottle that stuff that everybody's always asking you about? And that was the funny thing, is people literally gave me the name of my business. They would ask me all the time, what's your golden secret?
Right.
And I was like, what is my golden secret? And it's funny, Adam, because I feel like there's a lot of similarities with Keto Krisp. But when my friend originally said that to me, I was like, I kind of got like possessive over my product. And I was like, I don't want everyone to have my product. Like I kind of got a little, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? These products have helped me so much in my life. And not only, physically, I believe that they are amazing for my skin and how they make me feel, but I noticed that just the ritual of like pulling out, for instance, this Signature Blend perfume out of my purse a couple times a day, it was an opportunity for me to connect with myself, get into the present moment, and just kind of do like a little self-check. So I released that first product and it just kind of like took off. Like I had no idea what I was doing at all.
I feel like that's how all successful businesses are started. Like with Keto Krisp, I had no idea that if you would have asked me 2 years ago, Adam, you're gonna have the best tasting, hottest bar in the country, I would have said you're out of your mind. But as I started, you were actually at the event. It was Life Rolls On in 2017, and I was so moved by, number one, the people that came to watch me, the volunteers, the athletes. I said, if I'm in better shape and could feel better, I could do more things, and nothing made me more excited than to be out there at the water and to be around so many lovely people. And that's when I really decided to dedicate myself to health and wellness. And it really has been the best thing that I've ever done, and allowing us to create Keto Krisp and saying that, yes, things can taste good and they can be healthy for you is a win-win situation. And I feel like that's what you've done with your skincare line. And basically everything that you touch, turns to gold.
Oh, Adam, you're the sweetest.
No, but it's the truth. I had if somebody's getting started and they look at you and you're a true inspiration with your skin and your attitude and everything else, your aura about you, what would be some of the products that you would recommend somebody get started with if they were taking a look at your line for the first time?
I always tell people, what's your biggest concern? I actually have like a by concern tab on my website, so it's easy for people to kind of filter through. But it seems to be that most people's biggest concern is their face, like whether it's old acne scars or acne or first signs of wrinkles. So I would say the Youth, I actually have it here, the Youth Beauty Face Oil. This is my bestseller.
Oh, Jesse, let's stop there. Plug your website for a minute, guys. This is amazing. And Jesse, she does so many great videos every day. It's so entertaining. She's got this squeegee thing, and it's so cool. Jesse,
I'm sending you one of those, Adam. You're gonna love it.
well, I have a whole list of things that I want to try. You know, when I first, you know, you autographed your book, and I still have it. And I remember it was the first Instagram post that I ever posted.
Oh my God, I was so honored. I still have that in my highlights.
So do I, and I look at it because I was 60 pounds overweight. Like my cheeks were as big as this apartment. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? But anyway, it was such an honor to get the book. But go on about your line, because I think it's so critical and so exciting and can help so many people. And that's what we love to do, is help people.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it's the same, like what I believe, I think can fall into any category, whether it's food or lifestyle or skincare. With skincare, my philosophy is get one high quality organic skincare. So like, let's say if you were to just get the Youth Beauty Face Oil, stick with it. And it comes with little affirmation cards. So every product has like positive affirmations on the back to recite while you're applying. So it not only instills, obviously, you know, the outer beauty, but it ignites your own internal beauty. And a lot of people have a hard time saying these affirmations, like, I am beautiful, I am worthy. And I always say, if you feel uncomfortable saying these things to yourself, it's a sure sign that you need to start that practice. And then just stick with it. I feel like there's a lot of the women have, especially women, have been told for years, the beauty industry has told us that we need 5,000 products to look beautiful. You just need one really good one. And you just need to stick with it.
I would say two, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I think attitude is a huge one.
It is. And it's just how you, and that's why it was so important. You know, I was in the modeling world for 20 plus years, and I was the face of companies of products that I never used. And I refused to have it be this, like, there's so many companies out there now, and I know, Adam, you know as well, that just hire a formulator, they hire a celebrity and they slap a sticker on it, and they've never actually used the product. You know, our products came first.
Yes, exactly.
We're a living testament.
Right, exactly. And I think nowadays people they want that authenticity more than ever. They can read through the BS, and there's nobody more authentic with an incredible, inspiring story than you. And your proof is in the pudding each and every day. I mean, your skin is great. The way you connect with people is unprecedented and truly inspiring. I just love it.
I just have to tell everybody, you guys, Adam is one of my favorite people on the planet. Like, we actually know each other in real life.
And I'll tell you, I got to backtrack a little bit. The first time I had heard all this stuff about Jesse Golden and how beautiful she is and what a great person. So the first time I met Jesse, it was in a restaurant, and it was like 130 people, and she had all these people around her. I said, you know what? I don't care. I've got to meet Jesse. She just is lighting up the room, and I want to be around like-minded people. And it really, it's a day I'll never forget. I remember the restaurant. It was Catch in Hollywood, a sushi place, and we just had a great time and immediately hit it off. I mean, we really have been cut from the same cloth, so it's incredible. So I'm so
grateful for you.
I love you, Jesse. I want to see if there's any questions that come for the group.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is. I think. It's okay. Let me see. Are we stopped?
Can you see me?
I can see you. Are we froze?
Oh,
There we
you
go.
froze for a second, but now, am I frozen?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good.
Let me see. I have to ask you, you know, growing up as a kid, when I used to stay home for sick days, I used to watch The Price is Right. Tell me your experience on The Price is Right. I never knew about that.
Adam, that's hilarious because so did I. I
Right.
would watch it with my grandma,
Yes.
and then, yeah. And then this is so funny because, you know, the original women that we grew up watching were on it forever.
Yes.
And then it was like this huge deal. Like they were doing an open casting call and every model in the city went. And I went, and like this was so long ago, Adam, but
Yes.
I was such a hippie.
Yes.
Like I drove around a 53 Chevy Bel Air. I was just I was super grungy. Like I barely brushed my hair. I was just like tan at the beach all the time. And I always tell people this story. I went to the Price is Right audition as me. And I didn't book it.
Right.
And then like a month later, my agent's like, they want to see you again. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go as Miss Texas. And I curled my hair, I put some makeup on, and I played the part, and I booked the job on literally that set. Like I walked on set and they're like, you're hired.
That's awesome. That's so great. And then you were on the show for what? Like you did like what, 20 plus episodes?
Yeah, I did. I can't remember now, but to be honest with you, so it was like, I feel like we would shoot 4 days a week. We would shoot 2 days a show, 2 days, 2 episodes a day. And this was with Bob. Bob was still on.
Right.
And it was funny because there's a couple episodes where my mom, who you know, like she would come in the audience and Bob like stopped the whole show and be like, and Jesse's mom is in the audience. And
Really? That's awesome.
yeah, it was funny.
But
you know, I knew that that's not what I wanted to do forever. And I wasn't able to audition for other things. And I was like, okay, I did it. I'm good. I want to move on. So I did it for a couple months and then I moved on.
I just thought it was really funny because as a kid, you know, it's so cold outside and you play a little fake sick and you're home watching The Price.
The fake sick, the Ferris Bueller fake sick.
Exactly. What? Let me see here. What's next for Jesse Golden? What do you got going? What are you working on?
You know, I'm not sure if you know, but I did like an ebook during quarantine. I just released.
Another one. Well,
yeah, it's just an ebook though.
Okay.
What's that?
Go ahead. Tell us more about that.
It's like 125. It's like 125 page ebook. And like I was saying in the beginning, I really felt called, like in the beginning of quarantine, to kind of be the light and be the positivity and kind of hold the vibration higher because it was really somber. I think now things are finally picking up and people are balancing out a little bit. But so I did a little ebook that was kind of unexpected. I just kind of went with the flow. But it's called High Vibrational Activation Guide. So there's a bunch of like self-care rituals in there that people can do at home right now. And I also talk about like how, you know, taking care of yourself is productive and resting is productive and just loving your family is productive. Like you don't need to write a book to be productive.
Correct.
So that was kind of unexpected. But right now I'm working on scaling my company and growing and expanding. And that's really exciting.
It is exciting. It's exciting. It's a lot of exciting, fun work. I got to say, Jesse, what a great half hour. Thank you so much. Let's see if we got any questions. Looks like we got a lot of waves. I don't know. Can you see the questions?
Let's see. A lot of kisses and waves. We love you guys too.
We love you guys. I love that you got a lot of sunlight in your house. That's great.
Yeah, I have these little stickers and I stick my phone, that's why it fell off, on the window.
Oh, that's cool. Like a suction?
Yeah, it's like these little stickers you could get on Amazon.
Sweet.
We got people from everywhere, Ukraine, Philippines. I love it.
That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
everyone was just saying hi, and we love you guys.
Thank you guys for having us, for being a part of the show today. Jesse, thank you so much for coming on for a few minutes.
I
love
can't
you
wait to
so
give you a
much.
big hug, Adam.
I know. When is that going to be?
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. All right, Jesse, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank
Have
you.
a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. Take care. We love you all. Bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.